Hello and welcome to round 3 of the MRC GTTCC Championship. It's a right mouthful, is that? Here we are at Suzuka for the third race of the championship. 2 races in one night in these championships, and we all have to switch cars and be in 2 different cars. So using obviously 1 car per race for the 2 races. So we'll start off with the grids. A to G, that's me. Put it in pole for a change, surprised myself. Quite like this track, especially in the TT, it felt good. Surprised myself and put it in pole. Didn't do that much practice, I'll be honest either. So really surprised myself. Robust the Hood in second. Diablo put it in third in the Peugeot. Coalition Soldier in fourth in the Porsche. Viala UK in fifth with the Nissan GTR. Steve Stones, which I also raced with in a different championship, in sixth in the TT. Captain Has in the Alfa Romeo in seventh. Eighth is Rafael 09 in the Lamborghini. Dark Smoker is in the Mazda in ninth. And taking up the rear is Turner 1984 in 10th in the BMW M4. So without much further ado, let's skip straight to the front, hit start, change up the camera angle and off we go. So the revs rising now, ready for the start. Stepstone's creeping a little bit at the back, in 6th place I think. So away we go. So I want to concentrate on myself just into the first corner, just because I ended up feeling like I didn't pull across to the right hand side and defend the corner early enough, so then I sacrificed a little bit of a move from the Porsche on the inside, so then I gave too much room, ended up messing up the first corner, going from 1st to 6th. So all that hard work in qualifying undone straight away in the first corner, and find myself in 6th place. But anyway, that's over and done with. So Coalition Soldier in the Porsche now find himself in 1st place. Robust the Hood in 2nd, which he started in. Viale in 3rd now. Turner closely followed by me in 5th now, in 4th. So trying to make a few places up straight away, back on him. Rafael in 6th. All looking pretty lively down the straight there, seeing if there's opportunity to go for into the corners. Turner going a little bit wide in front of me, but nothing, no order changing there. We've got Diablo looking for the inside line through the corner, got it done down the inside on Rafael before the next corner, and then hits the brakes heavy, sees car dip, caught Rafael out a little bit, and he's ended up going too deep into the corner, going wide. Comes back on track, side by side now with Steve Stones, which ends up inevitably having a little bit of contact, and too much for Rafael to handle, so he's ended up coming off track. So Dark Smoker up into 8th now, Rafael in 9th, and Captain Has right at the back in 10th, having a mistake on the first lap, dropping from 4th into 10th, so a bit unfortunate for Captain Has, but he'll try his best to make his way back up. So head up and see where the action's at. So we've got Stepstones right on the back of Diablo now. And Diablo's quite closely following me in 4th. I've managed to get into 4th at the end of the first lap. So we've got Coalition Soldier drop back from Robust the Hood as well up front. We'll take a look at that. Coalition Soldier and Robust having a good start to this season, it seems. Good racing from both of them. Raced against both of them last season. Perfectly competent racers. Do a good job most races. Looking forward to seeing how this season goes for all of us, and seeing who comes out on top in the end. I actually messed up the beginning of my championship by getting a bit too drunk for the first 2 races, so I quit halfway through the first race and didn't do the second race, so this was really my start to the season, these two races. So that's another reason why I was extra happy to put it on pole. But anyway, Coalition dropping back slightly now from Roberts the Hood in first place. Viala got a bit of a gap as well to Coalition now. You can see I'm catching Viala quickly though in his rear view mirror. Will skip to me as I give him a love tap into the first corner. Not first corner, sorry. No idea which corner it is. So bad contact, good job there's no damage on, and doesn't actually make much difference so long as you don't put anyone off the track. But still not good to have. But I didn't cause any difficulties too much there for Viali. So although I gave him contact, it didn't make too much difference. You can argue. So that's my excuse anyway to get out of this one. Good close racing, I call it, when there's no damage on. So I never checked my microphone volume. I hope it's okay. Hope that beginning bit was recording okay. So 207.727 from me there on the second lap. Skip forward again, see what's going on all out of the front. Skip back and see what's going on, what the gap's like to everyone. So we've got Diablo down the inside of Dark Smoker, or Dark Smoker. I always want to pronounce that wrong, I don't know why. So right at the back battle now. Surprising these lobbies aren't being full. Seemed like before the championship started everyone was hyped for it, and there was going to be quite a few people missing out on places because it was full, but it turns out there's quite a few no-shows every week so far, so could have been more new entries into these races, but never mind. So Dark Smoker having a moment there. Sorry to catch that, but getting caught up right at the back and having a moment and ruining his race. So we've got Diablo now looking at the back of Captain Haz, making his way back up from last place. Captain Haz, after a mistake on the first lap, now in 8th place, doing well. And also catching Rafael in the Lamborghini. Let's have a look at Steve Stones, quite closely following me. So nothing drastic going on there. We'll stick with this little battle. Looks like this is going to give us a bit of action. Captain Haz, Rafael, and possibly Turner up front. So just trying to stay in the slipstream, hitting 6th gear before the corner. I changed down a gear into that corner, but Captain Haz choosing not to. Getting the braking done nicely for the last chicane. Not really a chicane, but the last two corners. Bit of a messy exit from Captain Haz, so any good work that he managed to get done there. He's giving away a little bit down the straight, but that's racing, that's what happens. So Rafael putting in a faster time if we look compared to Captain Haz as well. So it looks like Rafael's gaining time away from Captain Haz and catching Turner. So we'll keep an eye on those positions. They're in 6th, 7th and 8th at the moment. See where they are after we come back to them. Steve Stone's still chasing me, and similar gap to who we had before, but it looks like up front Viali's getting closer to Coalition. I'm running wide there and spurring Stones on, no doubt. Going a bit deep, watching myself on the brakes as well into the hairpin. So Steve Stone's catching me up a little bit more. Both in the TT, so equal power out of the corners. So watch Viali, see if he can catch up with Coalition. Keeping my eye on the turn, Rafael and Captain Haz round there on the left hand side with the names and see what happens there, if there's any change. Robert the Hood running away with it a little bit now. Got quite the lead to Coalition Soldier. But we're only on the 4th lap saying that, so let's see what happens towards the end. Half an hour race is this, I don't think I mentioned that yet, so half an hour endurance type race, or you could argue half an hour isn't really an endurance race, but it's more of a timed race is what I'm trying to say than a set amount of laps, so it runs over half an hour. So Coalition Soldier going wide and having a moment. Viali quite wisely could have gone for the inside line into the next corner, but would have risked having contact with Coalition Soldier, so it looked like he thought better of it and hit the brakes, pulled in behind, and now he's just chasing Coalition a bit closer than he was, see if he can make him have a mistake again, or see if he can just get it done with the pace and see if we can overtake him down the inside somewhere. So Viali definitely catching him now through these corners, and looking for the hairpin coming up now, so again don't want to go side by side through that corner, probably to avoid contact, so Viali being extra careful, but doing that he's letting Stearns and myself come and join the party, so we're reeling, we're coming closer and closer as time goes by. So Coalition seems to be holding up Viali at the moment, but just can't get the move done to get past, but manager's there to get it done, which is good. And Viali gets passed into second place, past Coalition Soldier, so Coalition Soldier now probably not noticing in second place, but now he's in third place. He'll realise Steve Stearns and Mia quite closely following behind. So all of a sudden he's gone from second and potentially got a bit of trouble from us too. So we'll stick with this just to tell a bit of the story of the race. I know it's not everyone's race, but gives us an idea of what we're going on at the front, and it's quite close action to commentate on, quite frankly. And that's what I'm looking for. I want to commentate on the action in the race. I know everyone probably had a good race and you might have had the perfect race but not really got any overtakes done, and I'm afraid we try and stick with the action, so if I don't feature you too much, don't take it personally. Just try and catch the overtakes and the action as much as possible. And I've probably missed action as well, following certain people for a few laps, but that's the way these replays have set out, the way I've kind of done these so far, so I'm going to stick with that through this season and maybe change it up at the end of the season. Or halfway through maybe, or something. But yeah, I'd like to almost divide the time equally and just stick to watching a person for a set amount of time and just commentate on their race to a point, and whatever happens whilst we're watching them, and do it like that, so we get a fair idea of people's lap times and racing over a fair few laps, and the chase that they might have been involved in, or the battle and the pressure they might have been involved in, and all that kind of stuff. So give them a bit more of a fair representation of their race rather than just skipping through and catching a few moments here and there. So anyway, Dark Smoker in 10th now, Diablo in 9th, Captain Haz in 8th, Rafael in 7th, Turner in 6th, so that has been the order for quite a while now. Turner's pulled away from Rafael now as well, got quite the lead. Stetstones in 5th, I've managed to get past now in 4th, so past Stetstones but not past Coalition Soldier. Looks like I'm about to go for it. So going down the inside, down the straight on Coalition Soldier, nearly touching each other but giving each other a bit of room at the same time, and managed to get it done before turning it into 130R, is it? I think that corner's called. Pretty fast corner, and then heavy on the brakes to get it stopped for the last chicane. Oh, catch Viali going wide, so he's getting involved in the action. We caught that terribly on the camera. So Viali now finding himself getting overtaken by me with a decent run on him as he had a moment out of the last corner. dropped back into third place now. Viala, he's got Coalition on his inside looking for an opportunity down into the first corner. Viala now going wide onto the AstroTurf, which just sucks you out wide even further, so he's gone off completely, which sees Coalition Soldier go up into third and Steve Stones go up into fourth. So all changing quite drastically there in a couple of corners, so that's good, and makes the race interesting again. So I'm now back into second place, which I was briefly in as I dropped down from first place into the first corner into sixth. Coalition Soldier now in third, so having a good race. And Steve Stones in fourth now, also having a good race and keeping it consistent to keep this battle going and make their way through the order slowly but surely. 7 laps in and we're doing a good job. Viala UK in fifth now, dropping back a little bit. Turner and Rafael right next to each other, good time to catch them. Heading into the left hand hairpin, heavy on the brakes, get it hooked up, so Turner goes a little bit deep, gives Rafael the chance to get the cut back, which he manages. And now Turner's looking at his rear bumper instead, so let's see what Turner can do into the next corner and see if he can get it back, or if he has to sacrifice and sit back. Not the easiest corner to overtake into this one, personally speaking. So he's done the right thing, Turner, not challenged too aggressively into that corner and sat back, followed him onto the straight instead, and trying to get the slipstream on him. But good move from Rafael to make the place on Turner. Good driving. Turner just trying to stick with him now best he can. And Captain has and Diablo pretty close, but not a lot going on at the back, so we'll keep with this for the moment. So Captain has, Turner going and getting it all messy into the last corner. And Rafael pulling away now, catching a bit of a break there, with Turner having that mistake and gaining a bit of a lead and a bit of a gap. To Viala now looking forward, watching Steve Stones and me, Coalition actually, quite close together in the Porsche and the TT. Just carrying the speed all the way up here, uphill section as you come out of that corner, and trying to get your gears maximised and your torque maximised from the engine, going up the uphill section. Can't get my words out. So I've pulled a little bit of a gap in second place to Coalition now. I was just trying to hunt Robust the hood down. I think there was about an 8-second gap, but I couldn't really close it down. I think I got it back down to about 7 seconds at one point, so I managed to get a second off him, but over a few laps that was. Good racing from Robust the hood. I felt like I was putting in good laps to chase you down, and couldn't really make much progress. Fair play and good racing Robust the hood. Made me really try and work for it, and I didn't really get any progress out of it, so it goes to show you were putting in good laps yourself. Steve Stone's dropped off a little bit now from Coalition. Go back into cinematic. Viala's still there, he's not too far away from the podium still. He can still sniff that podium from a distance, like burger onions when you go to B&Q. Not a lot going on at the back. Stick with this. Gives us something to watch. Viala right at the back, chasing still. In fifth, not right at the back, but at the back of this little battle. The Durex livery there from Steve Stones. Good to see. Very good job of it. Not sure what the aliens are about on the back, but there you go. So quieting down a little bit now. Gaps seem pretty similar to everyone. I've just put in my last lap, the 8th lap was my fastest, so 2:07.513. I managed to get the fastest lap in this race as well. If you look at Robert the Hood's time as well, his 8th lap is a 2:07.516, so incredibly close lap times between us. It's only 0.003 of a second there difference between our lap times, so I think Roberts probably knew I was trying to reel him in at this point, and he's pushing as well. And like I say, that's why I've made little to no progress on catching him. Our lap times were just too similar, but fast lap time saying that, it's good. So I'm running out of things to say, I'll be honest, so just keep skipping through and keeping an eye on everyone, and hopefully it gives me enough inspiration to keep talking. I've got my cat trying to give me a kiss. Good old Nelly Puss, new introduction to our household recently. Absolutely star of a cat, so straight away. She's been pretty good, other than the obvious scratching, being quite young. And the fact that we've got a brand new bed that she seems to quite like to scratch. But anyway, I'm getting a bit off topic there with my cat. So Diablo now up into 8th. Not a lot going on position wise at the back either, so Dark Smoker, Smoker, I always pronounce it wrong, right at the back. Captain Has in 9th, Diablo still in 8th, Turner in 7th now, Rafael up into 6th, Coalition in 5th, Viale UK in 4th, Steve Stones in 3rd, and we're chasing pretty closely now as well. Steve Stones, is it? Yep. Being chased, sorry, pretty closely. Just had a momentary lapse of concentration there. Viale chasing Steve Stones quite closely. And like I say, I'm just trying to chase that gap down to Robert Hood. So again, checking my lap time out, a 2:07.496 on lap 9, so I've gone slightly quicker again. And actually gained a bit of time on lap 9 to Robert Hood. You can see he's had a slower time there. Oh no, my cat's just been rolling around in a bit of sawdust and absolutely covered in sawdust. Nice one, Nelly. So watch Turner and Diablo are closest people together at the moment. Diablo looking to get his 7th place back. He's just lost it to Turner. Let's see if he can do it. Not sure what happened for Turner to get past, but he managed it. So it was only temporary though. Diablo managing to stick with it and get back down the inside into the next corner on Turner. And by the look of it, get a good run out of the corner to carry the speed down the straight and stick in front of him. Even though Turner's got the slipstream, it looks like he's far enough ahead Diablo to get into the next corner in front. Yep. Late on the brakes, too far back to be able to do anything as Turner, so just tries to carry the speed out of the last 2 corners and follows Diablo onto the next straight, sticking in his slipstream as much as possible. Slipstream doesn't seem to make that much difference on the Group 4 cars. I'm going to end up starting this again in a minute if I keep making more mistakes. Feel like I can't get my words out. Yeah, the Group 4 cars don't seem to benefit from that much slipstream effect on the straights. Just because the downforce isn't that high on these cars, I believe. There's probably a bit more of a technical explanation to it than that, but to keep it very simple, that's what I probably how I understand it. The downforce isn't enough to really make that much difference, or the power isn't enough to actually make that much difference from just the air in front being relieved from hitting the front of your car. So Diablo going wide after taking 7th place, and now Turner's back in 7th. So a good little battle we've watched there, but we'll skip through and see what else is going on. Hard fought battle, and Turner's back in 7th, it's good to see. Steve Stone's quite close on the back of Viali now, and looking for that final podium position. So we're 23.5 minutes in, so we've only got 6.5 minutes left of the race, so getting towards the last couple of laps now, with them being 2 minute plus laps, 2 minute 10 roughly laps or thereabouts. So we've only got roughly another 3 or 4 laps left. So see what happens in these last couple of laps, see if there's any position changes. It's actually quite easy to keep track of it with only 10 drivers, so if for no other reason alone, it's quite good for that reason that there's only 10 drivers in it rather than 16 that there should be. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't take away from the competitiveness of the racing. Everyone still takes it seriously and tries the best to keep it clean, so it's still good racing, but just a bit of a shame that the lobby isn't full and there aren't more people in it, seeing as there is a possibility to have more people than we have tonight especially. So we've only actually got 8 people left now, I think, as well, and we started with 10. Oh no, sorry, no, we've still got 10, they're just not all on the list there. Similar gaps we keep seeing as well, so not much catching up going on from anyone at the moment. We'll keep an eye on the position by Harley and Steve Stearns and Coalition as well, not counting him out yet, he's still there in 5th place, not far behind. But we'll stick with Turner and Diablo. They seem to be giving us quite a bit of action towards these last few laps. Again, Captain Haz is in the background there as well, so if they slow each other down enough with all this battling, Captain Haz might get into the mix and have a chance to make up a place or 2 as well. Dark Smoker wanted me not to mention anything about this first race, but unfortunately he's in the race, so I've got to mention him, but still having a bit of a mare of a race. We all have them from time to time, you're not the only one, Dark Smoker. I sympathise with you. All went wrong at the beginning and you've ended up right at the back for most of the race. It's one of them things. I believe you had a better race, I haven't watched the replay yet, but a better race for your second race, so we'll catch up with you in that one and give you a bit of coverage, hopefully further up the field. So it's just pretty chilled out, just watching these guys now. I've got my hands behind my head, just relaxed. Rafael and Turner giving us bulk of the action in the last couple of laps. Still a bit of a gap between them, so we're not seeing overtake attempts every 2 seconds, but it's good stuff when we do see something between them. And pretty sure every time I've watched there might have been a tiny touch of contact, but certainly nothing devastating from either of them, so good racing. Like Turner's number plate there, if you want to just notice that detail at the front with his name on it. I've still not quite figured out how to do it, and I quite frankly can't be bothered sometimes with the liveries. How long you can spend on it is unbelievable. You can just eat away the hours doing like half an intended livery on one side of the car or whatever, you know what I mean. You can eat away hours just looking at the bonnet for hours or whatever. I'm sure a lot of people enjoy it, but it's not something I enjoy massively to the point of want to spend hours and hours and hours doing it anyway. I don't mind it when I feel like I've come out with a good result in the end, but at the same time I ain't got all that time in the world to be able to just create car designs. I'd rather be doing the racing. So Diablo lining himself up again to get close and have another go. Peugeot versus BMW. It's good, the MRC, what they've done this year. Introduced the 2-car rule, as I touched on at the beginning of the race. The 2-car rule flipped through everyone because we went long left. Because basically there was so many people just racing in the TT last season, so there's still a few TTs. I've even picked the TT this season because I really enjoy driving it. I just think all in all it is a really enjoyable car to drive, and you know it's going to be quick, so why not drive it? That's my point of view on it anyway. In my opinion, it's really fun to drive because it's so planted with the handling. You can really push on the laps, which is my preferred way of driving. Really be able to push a car is a different feeling again compared to just being able to drive a car fast around the track. When you're really pushing it on the curbs and stuff, it's even more enjoyable. So that's why I picked the TT, and it's fast. So I knew I could get some decent results out of it. And but yeah, it's interesting that it's mixed it up a bit more. So we've got we've got Lamborghini, you know, we've got all sorts of different mates that I've already gone through at the beginning of the race. But yeah, you know what I'm getting at. It's made it quite interesting, the fact that they've made it 2-car battle, and obviously it makes you think, oh, which car do I want to use for which track, which has got the strength on the straights, which one's got the longer straights, and you start finding yourself asking all sorts of questions if you go deeply into it. So Turner having a moment and going off, and Diablo obviously being gifted the 7th place again there. So nice moment for Diablo, just keeping that pressure on, and Turner eventually having a bit of a moment and gaining the position from it. Now Diablo off he heads in 7th place towards the last lap. So we'll quickly go through the order again before it ends, just because these things, when they end very suddenly. We've got Robust the Hood in first, looks like he's going to take that position. Second is ADG 123, which is me, and I've just finished the race, so there's only Robust the Hood now actually doing another lap. Viali UK comes in third, Steve Stone's in fourth. We're all pretty close at the end, as you can see as well. Coalition Soldier in fifth. Rafael, we'll actually watch him come over the line in 6th in the Lamborghini. It's a good result in the Lambo there. Handy that there isn't 16 people in this as well, because everyone gets to score decent points in that regard. So there is pros and cons to not being a full lobby. Diablo brings it home in 7th. Captain Has brings it home in 8th. Not bad, seeing as though it was right at the back at one point. Turner in 9th, which is a bit of a shame, seeing as though he was up there in 7th place not so long back, but unfortunate for him, he's dropped back to 9th right at the end. And Darts Smoker with the race that he don't want to mention again in 10th. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have and you aren't subscribed already, give us a subscribe, and yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really enjoy doing these kind of videos, so stick with me if you like it. Give us a like and stick with me, because there's more to come. And saying that, there is another race that happened on the same night that I am going to do a separate video on. So if you're interested in that, check it out. That'll be on my YouTube channel, same place this one will be. And yeah, thanks for watching. It's been good racing. And Robust the Hood, I've forgotten, hasn't even finished yet. He's doing his little victory lap, but just because he crossed the line with before the 30-minute times finished, so he gets to do an extra lap that we I kind of ignored. But never mind, he comes across the line in first and wins the race. So yeah, cheers again, take care, and see you on the next video if you watch it. If not, take care and thanks for watching. See you soon.